Yo, what's up guys? So, in this video, I wanna talk about quad training. Fuck man. What you should know, what you need to know as a beginner, what you can do as an intermediate, and what I do, basically, and how you can learn from it, how to construct a really good quad training. So, let's start by declaring what is your quad. Your quad is basically the front of your leg, actually. And you can look at your leg like your biceps and triceps, basically, because your biceps is kind of your quad on your arm, and your triceps is kind of your hamstring on your arm again. So usually with leg training, the most of the movements are train the hamstring and the glutes, basically, and as well as the quads. But there are a few ways that you can isolate these. However, if you are a beginner, I don't really recommend isolating your quad to your hamstring. You should develop both at the same time. However, if you want to isolate it, because for example, if you are squatting with a narrower stance, your hamstring doesn't come into the motion as much as your quads. Or you, for example, leg pressing with a narrow stance again, or leg pressing with a really wide stance again, then maybe your hamstring works more than your quad, or vice versa. The thing that you can do is isolating one another, and I want to talk about not just how you can isolate it, but what are the exercises that I think you need to do to your quads to grow it and to grow it. And but the main thing that you should look for in an exercise for your quad is what you like, basically, because if you don't like the exercise, don't do it. If you can do it, don't do it. If your knee hurts, for example, my knee hurts when I do squats, and before I did something else, so I have to do something else and then squat. And this is a good way, by the way, it's called pre-exhausting. It's a good way, by the way, to lower your squat, because yeah, I know you you won't be a pussy if you squat 140 instead of 160. You won't be a pussy. I'm going to say it to you because my knees can handle it. I had to do one or two exercises before my squat session because my knees are fucked up, and I do biking before it. That's all. You have ways around it, so you have to find them, and you always should look for the least amount of pain, not in the muscle, in the joints, because your joint is fucking fragile, bro. So your fucking shin or your forearm can handle everything, but your wrist or your elbow don't. Can't handle. Actually, I have a lot of joint pains. I train hard. I train a little bit too hard, maybe, and yeah, my joints usually can't handle it. I have to pre-exhaust a lot of exercises, a lot of muscle groups, but mainly legs, because of my knees. So if you can't squat, for example, because of your knees, ankles, or your lower back, I had a issue with that too, then don't squat. If you can do leg press, don't do it. But with leg press, for example, you can alternate the movement really well, and you can eliminate things. But the one thing I wanted to say about leg training again is that you have to, not have to, but very favorable if you go deep down. So if you are going deep down with the squat, you can develop other adductors muscles and other muscles in your inner thigh and in your outer thigh, basically. And this is depending on your squat stance. If you in a wider stance, your outer thigh muscles I don't know their name because that was fucking, you know, hard. And I can't remember that, but it will develop them. And if you are a narrower stance squatter, then it will develop that. And yeah, basically that's all about squatting. So let's see a few exercises, and I'm gonna do a voiceover, and we talk about it, how I do, what should you do, and...
So guys, I'm back with a voiceover, and right now you can see me warming up for squat. I like to warm up, however I do pre-exhausting sets and pre-exhausting exercises. I like to warm up for 2 to 3 sets, and I really recommend to do this too, because it will help your joints and all kind of muscle that will work. So what is squat for? Basically, squat is for your whole body because it's a compound exercise. But there are a lot of squat variations like hack squat, goblet squat, front squat. You will see it in this video. Dumbbell squat, split squat, a lot of variations of squat, and they are really good. So I highly recommend to incorporate into your workouts. So gears, in terms of gears, I highly suggest you guys to get a bed if you want to squat. Maybe get a knee sleeve or a knee wrap that can help your knees a lot and help your weight basically to go up. With form, with squats, I think the form is the most important thing, especially with squat, because you can't really use momentum, and if you do, then you can damage yourself for life. So you can see me right now front squatting. So it's front squat is more like isolating squat for your quads. So use that in this regard. So front squat will be challenging at first, but I think you can learn it. Just take your time, 2 to 3 months or weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. In terms of rep ranges and sets, I recommend to use sets between 10 to 20 in terms of your whole leg. So it's kind of hard to to basically split your leg in half, but I recommend to use squats and use 1 or 2 isolating movements. And right now you can see me split squatting. By the way, it's a really good exercise for quad. I highly recommend to you to try it. So let's get back to the rep ranges. In terms of rep ranges, I recommend to use all the rep ranges, so 5 to 8 for heavy barbell squats or heavy hack squat or a heavy leg press, which is a really good exercise. I just can't show it right now. So then use some isolating, for example, RDL, Romanian deadlift, or leg extensions for isolating with like 8 to 12 rep range, and then use like a split squat or like lunges for like a 12 to 15 range, and that will grow your leg like crazy. I promise you that. And the things is that you should use leg exercises that you like. Don't use exercises that you don't like, especially with legs, because legs is not everyone's favorite workout, so think about that too. And yeah, you have to push yourself. You can see me here lunging. By the way, it isn't my favorite exercise, so I usually don't do it, but if I am at my home gym, I sometimes do it. But this is a quad focused exercise, so we not get into it. Another really good exercise, by the way, is leg extension, which I mentioned before, but this is a quad focused exercise. And back to the video, guys.
So guys, I hope you like this video and learned a lot about leg training, and if you do, please smash the like button and comment down below quads. And yeah, I hope you like the video, and I'm seeing you in the next one. Bye.